characteristics. You're like, maybe he was trying to taking his opportunity, but I mean, I feel like it's also a reminder for me, like, man, that is my goal to come out there and bring it with the physicality every single play. So it's also a nice subtle reminder to myself, like, man, every play is somebody's opportunity to either make a hit or take a hit. So I want to be the one making it for sure.
To that point, Miami's defensive coordinator said earlier this week that you and Cooper are two of the toughest receivers he's ever seen. Just knowing that they're very much aware of like your style of game and all of that. What does that sort of say to you that that's jumping off the tape to them?
Shoot, that makes me excited. I feel like I learned from the Allfather. It comes from Coach Yars and Coop, so it makes me super excited to see, like, man, like they see that the work that we've been putting in, and then they feel the threat of all of us, and then it also makes me super excited because, man, we're not mentioning the guy who's just come off 4 touchdowns in 2 weeks, so it's like, man, I mean, I feel real excited. So it's like we got guys all over the place, and so it makes me super excited because we know we got number 9 in the backfield, and the opportunity for us to be in the right spots and to go make the plays when they're there for us, we know we're capable of it.
What stories have, if any, what stories have the guys who were here before you got here told you about how Jalen Ramsey plays and how competitive he is?
I think that's the one thing is super competitive. A smart player and the skill and the physicality that you build the Madden corner at. So it's the opportunity to play against one of the best is super exciting, and then to go showcase kind of what this new Rams era of football looks like, and it's super exciting. Everybody's always mentioned we're the young bulls now, that we're all the young guys. So it's super exciting to kind of show a new energy, a new face to people who have been here, and kind of show them that, man, our veterans had showed us kind of what it looked like before, but we're also paving our own new path. So it's super exciting.
Talked a lot about what you learned from Cooper over the last year plus, but you also had DeMarcus as a vet in that room. Like, what did you pick up from him watching him work?
I think one thing is D-Rob's body control. I think it's some of the catches. Obviously, you've seen you go down and one of the only people to have a one-handed game-winning walk-off overtime. So it's like, man, his body control, and even the plays in Minnesota where his back-to-back touchdowns of, man, of being somebody off the line of scrimmage, but then also being the body control to go out and get another one-hand catch while you're getting a PI call. And you've seen him countless times on some of our outcuts of, man, his body control to take a hit, go up there and snag the ball. So I think his awareness of out there on the field of being like, man, I'm trusting all my physical capabilities to go up there and get the ball, but then also have the ability to make sure you're aware of where you are on the football field.
You usually come off as such a gregarious, easygoing guy. You're always smiling. Why was it important in a moment in such a competitive league to just show some fight?
Shoot, I guess it was just natural reaction. I think that was the phrase that kind of stuck out to me is reacting over responding, and that was one thing that Coach McVay always just talks about is like there are going to be ups and downs, but it's how you respond to those moments, and that makes it, and it will define you. So being able to learn from something like that, but then also being like, man, I come from a tough background, and I'm never going to feel like if somebody's trying to enforce their will and outside the whistle, I'm going to make sure I stand my ground.
Do you think what happened in Seattle, though, might make you gun shy about being as aggressive as you want to be?
No, I don't think so. I think being able to be, especially around guys on our team, the young guys around BY versus Eli and Omar Space. I mean, everybody's always ready to pack a punch. So it's nice to get back in there and be like, man, everybody's willing to hit. It's just being a little bit extra aware of some of the thoughts after the play, where people are like, oh, I'm gonna take my opportunity. So.
When you think about toughness as a receiver, what do you think
I think just the sacrifice. Everybody always sees like the receivers are, man, we're the ones who get to go in the end zone. You get to go run the 70-yard route, and it ends up in a one-play drive where you took one to the house, but you don't see the ones where it's 3rd and 10 and you get to go push crack on a safety, and your running back spots it out onto the outside, and he takes it for 25, where it's like, man, that play was drawn up to get 4 to 6 yards and get us back so we can punt the ball away. And now our running back, and you got the sacrifice to make a play full, where it's like, man, we're dialing it up. Like, yeah, we can get 8, but can we make that play an explosive? And I think that's where in the run game, and then also at post catch, man, how you transition to block to somebody else, an extra safety, or even just to draw a defender out, the sacrifice it is to make a play feel real complete.
After getting hurt in the opener, right, and not being able to finish the game against the Seahawks, how excited are you about the prospect of playing a complete game, without injury or penalty.
Yeah, I definitely not thinking about the penalties anymore. I try to definitely put that one behind me. But I guess it's been something that I learned from Cooper Cup is the process over the result, and something that coach talks about all the time, as well as being like, man, the results gonna be there, but what are you doing every day on Monday through Saturday before we get there to the moment where the lights are all on us, and now it's gun ready to draw. But just to be in the process, man, I last week getting injured and going down and feeling like, man, you're not getting a full week of practice and to prepare. So never taking any of these practice reps for granted and be like, man, it's nice to be out there and just to do the simple duo play, man, and be like, man, it feels nice.
Puka, they characterized it Thursday when you had to leave practice. They eventually characterized it as like more of a scare.
Mhm.
But opening the game on Sunday, did you feel 100%? And
Yeah. Oh,
how are you
sorry.
feeling this week?
I know, feeling confident when you go out there and being like, man, there's something about being in the game day routine and feeling like coaches meant like the memories of going back and playing Cialis where I opened up my career. So feeling like excited, and then just the emotions of being like, man, you only get that opportunity so many times, and to do everything going back to the process over the results of what can I do Monday through Saturday before I get there to make sure I am feeling 100%.
We saw Stetson throwing for you in practice a couple weeks ago. I know he's done similar things for Cooper. Just how have you seen him kind of embrace doing the little things for the team?
Yeah, 100%. I think there's some like having the opportunity to get back in the flow of things and being in the meetings with the quarterbacks and like the questions that he's asking that you wouldn't get because